Hello! It appears you also successfully navigated the maze, which means we've completed the ordeal. And for our rewards, we figured out that heroes are transformed by their journeys, and nabbed the next piece of the codex. So, I guess I get to get out of here now?
But aren't you forgetting something?
I'm assuming, based on your tone, that I am.
You didn't forget the road back, did you?
I did. But what does that mean exactly?
Phase 3, starting with the road back, is when the hero is ready to return to the ordinary world, often facing additional challenges.
Okay, I know what it means, but what do I have to do?
Face your final test, the true test of how far you've come. Analyze the heroic qualities shown in Heracles and the 12 Labors. And of course, you'll connect the hero's journey to Heracles' epic challenges.
Sounds exhausting. But there's no way I'd give up now. Let's get our notes and begin.
Before Heracles completes his first feat, you need to understand where his story begins and why he set out on this journey in the first place.
You mean in Phase 1, the ordinary world, and his call to adventure?
Precisely.
Got it. Take notes on this phase as you follow along. Like Gilgamesh, Heracles was part god. He was the son of Zeus, king of the gods, and a mortal woman. Hera, Zeus's wife, hated Heracles, a constant reminder of her husband's infidelity. Hera sent 2 serpents to kill Heracles in his crib. But even as a baby, Heracles was incredibly strong. He strangled the 2 serpents with his bare hands. Many years later, Hera found another opportunity to exact her revenge. Hera struck Heracles with a fit of madness. In his delusion, he tragically murdered his own wife and children. When Heracles regained his senses, he was overcome with grief and guilt. Hold on, I thought we were learning about heroes. How can this guy possibly be a hero after such a terrible act? What do you think Heracles would need to do to prove he's worthy of being called a hero? Why? Let's see what he has to do. Seeking to atone for his terrible crime, Heracles visited the Oracle of Delphi. The oracle instructed him to serve King Eurystheus for 12 years to complete any tasks that Eurystheus set out for him as penance. What Heracles did not realize was that Hera had chosen the weak and cowardly King Eurystheus, who gave Heracles tasks he believed impossible. So his call to adventure is all about redeeming himself, but his punishment is designed to be so difficult that he won't be able to complete it?
Correct. Fortunately, Heracles possessed heroic qualities that made him uniquely suited to complete the tasks.
Like his incredible strength?
Yes, but what else? Observe what qualities he must exemplify to succeed in Phase 2 of his journey, starting with
tests allies and enemies. Eurystheus started strong, sending Heracles to slay the Nemean lion, which had skin tougher than any weapon. So Heracles wrestled it with his bare hands. Athena whispered a tip: use the lion's own claws to skin it. Heracles returned wearing the pelt, a trophy that screamed, "Nice try, Hera." Next came the Hydra, a monster with 9 heads and poisonous blood. For each head cut off, 2 grew back. With the help of his nephew Iolaus and a flaming torch, Heracles scorched the Hydra's necks to stop the regrowth. For his third labor, Heracles chased Artemis's sacred golden deer for a year without rest. As he captured it, Artemis herself appeared and agreed to let him borrow it, briefly. The fourth was to capture a wild boar that terrorized a mountain village. And the fifth was to clean the stables of King Augeas, piled high with decades of filth. Heracles rerouted 2 rivers to wash through the stables, completing the task in a single day. Okay, these challenges seem to test more than just his strength. What qualities, besides physical strength, do you think Heracles needed to succeed so far? Why? So Heracles was like lion wrestling, river rerouting strong, but that alone didn't get the job done. He had to be strategic to defeat the Hydra, patient and respectful to capture the golden deer, and creative to solve the stable problem. Next, Heracles was sent to rid a marsh of deadly, man-eating birds with razor-sharp feathers, which he accomplished with another tip from Athena. For his seventh, he captured a bull that was sent by Poseidon and unleashed upon Crete. For his eighth, he tamed the flesh-eating horses of the cruel king Diomedes. Heracles fed them their owner, and they were pacified. Problem solved. For the ninth labor, he had to retrieve the magical belt of Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons, who agreed to help him before Hera intervened. Heracles secured the belt anyway. Now, approaching the inmost cave, Heracles had to steal cattle from Geryon, a giant at the edge of the world, which, of course, is what he did. Now get this, there were only supposed to be 10 labors, but Eurystheus disqualified a couple because Heracles had help, which is true, I guess, but remember, heroes often receive help on their journeys. What qualities do you think made Heracles deserving of assistance? Heroes like Heracles receive help because of their courage, honor, and determination. No matter how dangerous or unfair the challenges got, Heracles didn't give up, and that earned him trust and support from his allies. Heracles' 11th labor was to retrieve the golden apples of the Hesperides. All he had to do was hold up the entire world for the Titan Atlas in exchange for his help. For the 12th and final labor, the ordeal, Heracles descended into the underworld to capture Cerberus, Hades' 3-headed guard dog. This task was unlike any other, as it required Heracles to confront death itself in the realm of no return. Heracles gained permission from Hades, subdued the monster with no weapons, and returned Cerberus to the underworld after completing the labor.
How does the 12th labor, the final feat, show Heracles' growth as a hero over the course of his journey?
When you think about it, capturing Cerberus showed how far Heracles had come. At the start, he was overcome by madness and violence, but by the end, he had learned to be much more, like we talked about, patient, honorable, smart, and above all, courageous. And by facing the underworld, Heracles literally confronted death and darkness, just like he had to face the darkness in himself. Heracles earned his reward, redemption. And he wasn't just forgiven, he became celebrated as the greatest hero across Greece and beyond. But why do you think the qualities he's shown makes Heracles a true hero? I think these qualities are what made Heracles overcome impossible odds. He didn't just defeat monsters, he brought order to chaos, both inside himself and in the world around him. And not because anyone forced him to, but because he wanted to make things right. Thanks, Heracles. That's the thing about true heroes, I guess. It's not just what they can do, but what they choose to do that makes them heroic. Maybe a hero isn't just someone who's born special, fights monsters, or achieves glory all on their own.
Ah, you don't say. It seems you are close to the elixir and getting out of here.
In your lesson materials, you're going to take a closer look at Heracles' return and his impact on the ordinary world. Then, you can assist me in completing this epic journey.